I came to Kirkwood in 1972. I wanted to meet the man who did the hiring, and they said it was Dick Reuter.
I first saw Dick down on Hay Flat. Dick walked in with Bud Klein, Yannick Kaczynski, and Al Beaton.
All of a sudden, in come this giant man, smelled like a 55-gallon barrel of diesel. Here's a guy that I'd really like to work for. He looked like Paul Bunyan.
He was one of a kind, an unparalleled hard worker, practically a myth. And he told the best stories.
Who would hear these stories? This man drove a bulldozer during the World War II in the Normandy landing. He'd been knocked off a lift tower in Squaw Valley. He'd been in some big avalanches, but he survived. I was working with him in my first year of the cat crew. They had bought a Bombardier, which was a French-Canadian snowplow. And I was with Dick early in the morning, maybe about 4 o'clock in the morning, and was trying to get the thing started. But to get it started, you had to pull it out of park, which it had been in overnight, down to neutral. Well, it wouldn't go. He was frustrated and all of that. And I remember looking over at him. He had a snot sickle hanging down from his nose, was about 2 or 3 inches long. He says, "Mort, go get the axe." I looked at him, but he was the boss, so I went and got the axe. By the time I'd come back with it, he had been able to warm the cable with his hands and pulled it down to neutral and started. I said, "Dick, what did you want that axe for?" And he looked over at me and he said, "Mort, when you've been in this business as long as I have, you gotta threaten them." That was incredible.
My husband Dick and I drove over from where he worked as mountain manager at Squaw Valley. He wanted to find out what was going on in this new area.
He had to tell the family, hey, we're moving out of Squaw, we're coming to Kirkwood. No water, no power.
He had an all-American family, and they were giants, all of them, and really good people.
So we camped at the bottom of where they were building Chair 4. And we had our 4 kids with us and looked around, and Dick really wanted to move over there and help them get the ski resort started. Bud Klein, who was the leader of the investors, was very pleased with the job that Dick was doing, so we stayed.
Just knowing like Dick Reuter coming from Squaw Valley after the Olympics, looking at building a ski resort here. With that, he brought a lot of the younger Squaw Valley ski patrollers with him.
I could see how many people loved working for him and what his passion on the mountain was. It wasn't like he would ask you to do something that he wouldn't do. He did it with his team alongside, and that was what was important.
He personified what you thought was Paul Bunyan and all of that. He was an incredible man. He was just a great man to work for. You admired him and respected him, so you'd do anything he'd ask you to do.
Dick was a very strong-minded and strong-backed mentor of mine. He helped assist me with a lot of our avalanche control routes, artillery program, and you would always accomplish what he asked you to do in a timely, professional manner.
He was quite a mountain man, carrying his chainsaw around and stacking brush and cutting stumps. So I learned a lot about working in the woods from Dick.
He did a lot of great things to the mountain.
It was quite an experience, and it's something I will remember for always.
Dick is such a legend at Kirkwood, and you see it in the mountain even if you don't know it.
He was definitely part of the mountain. He was a true mountain man.
If you look up the term mountain man, it better be his picture. That is what they look like. They look exactly like that. When Dick Reuter talked, people listened, for sure. You were crazy about it.
I think if the going ever got tough, that's the guy you'd want to be there.
And that's the kind of guy Dick Reuter was. Could I keep up with that? No way. There's no show anyhow. No way could I keep up with Dick Reuter. I mean, in the history books at Squaw Valley, in the history books here at Kirkwood Mountain Resort, Reuter was the real deal. He did what he said, and he always followed through with purpose.